So this is just a quick, I like to show what we call the enterprise SKU, and again, I have been referencing the E3, and I know I have to update that the Exchange mailbox is actually 50 gigabytes at this point in time. But notice you do have Link, which gives you the IM and presence, the Office web apps that are provided for everybody, the SharePoint, as you can see, the number of sites, and so by site, think of that as a team that's working together. So that they can have access to their documents. Again, it integrates into the mail system so that from the screen user interface, you can quickly go to a site for a particular project. You can send mail so that you have a shared mailbox between those users, and you can actually easily drag and drop documents from your mail that you receive into that project. So a lot of flexibility there. The voicemail and archiving, notice this is something, if you want to have a voicemail and system, that you would need to be in the E3 version. We also have Excel access and Visio services, rights management, which allows you to really define what type of rights are you going to give a user for your documentation, so that it could be something along the lines of not allowing them to send a document outside of your company, for example. So that's an example of rights management. The Office 365 Pro Plus, and then as you can see, in order to take advantage of enterprise voice, you would need to go up to the E4. But just the pricing, this is a per month, per user cost.
Quick question. On the Link, I think when I looked at this before, is it the exact same, like, is there a couple levels of Link that you guys do through Office 365, and it's the same level offered at E1, 3, and 4?
Primarily, the difference is with that enterprise voice. So if you want to replace a PBX system, you would need to go with the E4 version, and then you would either implement on-premise Link scenario, or there are cloud providers that you could work with.
Right.
That your partner can actually help you with. So if you wanted to eliminate your landline phones, basically,
right,
and use that as part of Link, you would go with that version. But other than that,
yeah, I thought I remember reading something about like that there was like a Link online that was only point-to-point conferencing, like video conferencing, and then you had to go to a level up that was group conferencing.
So, Catherine, with the E3, you do get like the basic instant messaging, right? And that includes like video, right? But if you want to do enterprise voice, that's something where you have to move into E4 and start doing a mix of cloud and premise-based server
enterprise voice
deployments.
is the phone, but I think, I know Google is that way. But
You
with
just
the
like
E3 version, you do have the ability to conduct meetings.
So you're basically replacing PBXs and ECs and phone systems. Okay.
Yeah. And again, there's additional costs, and you just need to be at that E4 version, and then there's additional costs associated with the replacement of the PBX. So that brings us into Power BI, which is an offering available to you as part of Office 365. And I want to talk about, go through this, because I think we all kind of have a good feel for, by 2015, as you can see, there's going to be more emphasis put on, from a business perspective, what you can do with the data that you have. And we find that in a lot of corporations, companies aren't even aware of all the data, that's internally, and they don't really have the ability to manipulate it to their advantage. And so what we look to Power BI to do is to allow you to use tools that you're used to. We're really looking at a de facto standard in terms of Word and Excel. I think it's something like there's over 1 million people in the world that are using Office products today. It's something like 1 out of every 7 people are using Excel. So as you can see, it's something that people are really used to and are familiar with. So we're allowing you to take those tools and manipulate the data and take advantage of the data so that you will be more competitive as a business. And so what this diagram shows you is we're really going to focus on 2 different areas. One is the analysis that's utilized in Excel, and this is something, as long as you have Excel 2013 standalone, the Pro Plus 2013, which is the on-premise version, or Office 365, which is going to give you the Excel 2013. What you'll be seeing today that I'm doing, you have the ability to do. Then we have this other component, which we call the Power BI piece of it, which allows you now to take that information and post it to share with others. It also allows you to do other things, such as you can have natural language questions that you can apply against that data, and also the ability to connect multiple types of data, either within your organization or external to your organization, and I'll show you that, how you would be able to connect that data. And that's even data that's on premise. You have the ability to incorporate that into the Office 365 environment as well. And the fact that, as John had said earlier, the ability to have that data up to date, so it's dynamically updating and refreshing. So we're going to focus first on the analysis and Excel component of it. And I'm going to skip this part because I know John had really covered a lot of this. So what I'd like to do now is just bring up the demo for you.
Now, Kathleen, this initial demo, a lot of these tools, or almost all of them, everyone can use today with their existing Excel.
That's exactly right.